Right, stop what you're doing. Arsenal have a real chance to get back to Wembley this weekend. A quarter-final, Southampton at home, well, away. But Southampton, a championship side, and somehow this still feels like it could go wrong. Why? Because this is Arsenal, and nothing is ever simple with us. But you know what? This team has something going on right now. And tonight we're breaking down everything. The injuries, the returns, the teenager nobody saw coming, and what this game actually means for the rest of our season. Let's get into it. Main story. The setup. So the draw came out a few weeks ago, and Fabrizio Romano posted it on his Twitter, Southampton versus Arsenal in the quarter-final. A lot of fans saw that and went easy. I saw that and went, don't tempt fate. Because cup football does not care about league position. It doesn't care about your form. It doesn't care about anything. One bad night and you're out. But here's the thing, Southampton are in the Championship. They're fighting to come back up to the Premier League. They've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Playing Arsenal in front of their own fans in a quarter-final, that's the biggest game of their season by a mile. They will come out fired up, absolutely fired up. So yes, on paper, Arsenal should win this. But football is not played on paper. You know that, I know that, and Mikel Arteta definitely knows that. Saturday, April 4th, 8 p.m, St Mary's Stadium, semi-final place on the line. Wembley is waiting, but first we have to get through this. Injury update, the bad news first. Let's talk about what's going on with the squad, because it's a bit messy right now. First, Noni Madueke is out. He picked up a knock while playing for England during the international break, and he won't make this game. Now, I'll be honest, when I first heard this, I was worried. Madueke has been sharp this season, and losing him felt like a real blow. But then Arteta came out and said something that calmed me down a bit. He said it looked really scary at first, especially after Madueke had that other knee issue not too long ago. But then the news came back and it wasn't serious at all. We're probably talking days, not weeks. That is massive, huge relief. Then you've got Eberechi Eze ruled out, and Piero Hincapié also ruled out for this one. That's 3 attacking or versatile players unavailable. In a normal week, that hurts. But here's the thing, Arteta knew this was coming and he planned for it. That's actually kind of the story of this Arsenal squad this season. The depth is real. Now 6 other players also came back from international duty early. Arsenal quietly pulled them back. Arteta was pretty relaxed about it in his press conference. He said most of them were just being managed carefully rather than dealing with anything serious. But when asked if they'd all be available, he just said, let's see. Classic Arteta. Tells you nothing. Thanks, boss. The good news. Big returns. Okay, here's where it gets exciting. Martin Odegaard is expected to be back in the squad. Let that sink in. Our captain, our heartbeat. The guy who makes everything tick has not played since February 22nd because of a knee injury. That's over a month without him. And in that time, you could feel the difference. The team has done well, don't get me wrong. But that creativity, that link-up play in the middle, that calm when things get hectic, that's Odegaard. There's nobody else like him in this squad. Sources close to the club, and this was also picked up on Arsenal News, said Odegaard has been pushing hard to be fit for this one. He wants to play. The final call is Arteta's, and it should be. But the fact that he's pushing tells you everything about his mentality. That's a captain right there. And then there's Jurrien Timber, who missed the last 2 matches with a groin issue, and Arteta confirmed he could also be back. Timber at left-back or right-back gives us proper quality and intensity. His energy is different from the others. When he plays, you notice it. So we could go into this game with 2 major players back from injury. That is not nothing. That's actually a big deal. The teenager, Max Daumann. Now I need to talk about this, because this is the part of the story I find most exciting. Max Daumann, 16 years old, could start on Saturday. Think about that. A 16-year-old potentially starting a FA Cup quarter-final for Arsenal on the right wing, against a team fighting to prove themselves in front of their own fans. If you missed his cameo against Everton, go watch it right now. He came off the bench and he was different. Not just decent for a young lad, actually different. He was direct, he had courage on the ball, he made things happen when the game needed someone to just go and do something. He dragged Arsenal forward. At 16, off the bench, in a pressure game. Now the staff clearly trust him enough to consider starting him, and honestly, I think that's the right call. With Madueke and Eze both out, the right wing spot is open. Why not give it to someone who's already shown he belongs there? The kid has no fear. That's actually what you want in a cup game. someone who doesn't overthink it and just plays. But I'll ask you this, are you comfortable with a 16-year-old starting a quarter-final? Drop your answer in the comments, because I genuinely think it could go either way. He could be the story of the game, or it could be one game too many for now. I'm excited, but I'm also watching with one eye half closed. You know how it is. The big names sitting this one out: Saka, Rice, Zubimendi, all expected to be rested for this one. Now, before you say anything, yes, I understand it. The Premier League title race is the priority. These players have been at it all season, came back from international duty, some of them dealing with small things. Arteta is protecting them. That is squad management. That is smart. But still, part of me always gets a little nervous when I see that, because Southampton are not going to rest anyone. Their best 11 will be out there, fully motivated, playing for their fans in a massive match. And we're sending a team that's partly rotation, partly returning from injury, and partly a teenager. Is the squad deep enough for this? I actually think yes, but it has to perform. The players getting minutes here, Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Kepa, they have to show up. No excuses. Kepa, the elephant in the room. We have to talk about the Carabao Cup final. Kepa Arrizabalaga made a serious mistake in that final against Manchester City. It cost us. The whole fan base felt it. And now he's starting again this weekend. Is he the right choice? Look, Arteta is backing him, and I get it. You don't just drop a goalkeeper after one mistake. Confidence is everything for a keeper. You pull him now, and he might never recover mentally. Plus, David Raya is presumably the main league keeper, so this gives Kepa Cup minutes and keeps him sharp. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little worried. One mistake in a big game is something every keeper goes through. 2 mistakes in 2 big games, that's a different conversation. So Kepa needs to be sharp. He needs to communicate. He needs to command his box. The defence in front of him, with possibly Mosquera and Gabriel, needs him switched on from the first whistle. What do you think? Is Arteta right to keep faith in Kepa? Let me know below. The predicted lineup. All right, let's lay it out. Kepa in goal, White at right back, Mosquera and Gabriel at centre back, if Gabriel is fit enough, and Lewis Skelly on the left. Solid back 4, a bit unconventional but with genuine quality. In the middle, Odegaard doing the dirty work, Odegaard pulling the strings, and Havertz pushing forward. That midfield trio actually works if everyone is at their level. Odegaard is underrated. He's disciplined, reads the game well, and gives Odegaard the freedom to create. And Havertz, when he's on, he's genuinely dangerous. Up front, Dauman on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Gabriel Jesus through the middle. Jesus is interesting. He hasn't played much this season, and he's been through some tough moments with injuries and form. But this could be exactly the game he needs. A cup quarter-final. A chance to remind everyone what he can do. If he scores here, if he leads the line well, that changes the conversation around him completely. Martinelli on the left is key. He needs to be relentless. Pace, pressing, getting at the Southampton fullback from the first minute. When Martinelli is hungry, he's hard to stop. When he's not, he can go missing. I need the hungry version on Saturday. What this game actually means. Let me give you a bit of analysis here, because I think people are sleeping on how big this is. If Arsenal get through this, we're in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. That means another chance at silverware. After the Carabao Cup final defeat to City, the squad needs a response. Not just in the Premier League, emotionally, mentally, the group needs to go deep in another cup. Going to Wembley again, with the league still tight, with Champions League ambitions alive, that changes the energy around the club. And think about what it means for the young players. Dauman, Lewis Skelly, Mosquera. These lads are building their futures at Arsenal right now. A semi-final appearance, possibly a final, that shapes them. That becomes part of their story. This is also a statement game for the squad depth. Everyone is always asking, is Arsenal's squad good enough? Do they have enough quality beyond the first 11? Well, Saturday is the answer. The second and third choice players have to prove they belong. No hiding. Questions to the community. I want to hear from you, genuinely. Answer these in the comments. 1. Do you trust this squad to get through Saturday without the big names? 2. Should Max Dauman start, or is this too big a game too soon for a 16-year-old? 3. Is Arteta right to rest Saka, Rice and Zubimendi for a quarter-final? 4. How do you feel about Kepa after the Carabao Cup final mistake? Do you still trust him? 5. And most importantly, are Arsenal actually going to Wembley? I read every comment on these videos, every single one. So tell me what you think. Look, this is Arsenal. We've been here before. Quarter-finals that felt comfortable until they didn't. Games that felt like formalities until they became nightmares. And we've also been here in the good way, when a supposedly weaker team showed up and made everyone forget the names missing and just played. Saturday feels like one of those moments. Odegaard coming back, Timber pushing to return, a fearless teenager potentially getting his first start, Jesus looking to remind everyone why he's at this club. There's actually a lot to be excited about here. Southampton will make it hard. They always do. Any team in a quarter-final is dangerous, but this Arsenal squad, even at 70%, is better than most teams at 100%. I genuinely believe that. Wembley is calling. Let's go get it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with every Arsenal fan you know. We're going on this journey together. Come on, you Gunners.